on the agenda, which is any other business. Piotr with the new point.
Yes, I'm present. Okay, so for the last session of the GA, we have one more thing that we wanted you to provide us with feedback or input. Thank you. And that is, what can we do as the EPSA team do to raise the interactiveness of students on social media? Do you understand the question? Okay, I see clarification from... I'm sorry.
Jasmine, sir, did you say what video analysis is to promote it? I didn't get it.
So you could provide that kind of feedback, but we want to know what we as EPSA team should be doing to raise it. But of course, sharing good practices is one way to provide us with the input.
Luciano of Portugal. So regarding the social media, maybe try to share with us all LSs the promotional materials a bit more in advance for us to translate the materials and for reach better our students and further reach the social media, not only about EPSA but also regarding our national associations. Thank you.
Théo in France. We suggest organizing giveaways during, like, for example, PhD or any relevant event with EPSA merchandise. Can be very successful to help with EPSA promotion.
Jason Campus with Netherlands. I think involving the LSs are a very good way of getting the members more involved. We are, after all, the face of our association, and they know us more personally.
I would like to ask you additionally, how can we raise the engagement on our pages? So the way that you translate the materials to your own languages makes it more accessible to your students. I understand this. Unfortunately, the EPSA pages need to be in English so that we have an unanimous language. So my question here is, how can we drive more students to the actual EPSA page? Like, if you have any suggestions.
When you have clarification from
Veronica KP's in the Netherlands, but do you want more followers and that kind of stuff, or more likes, comments, and that things?
So, like, yes, more followers, more likes, more comments, more everything is definitely desirable, because it's also when we open calls, not just for the team, but also for the mentoring project, TNT, open calls for, I don't know, hosting events, whatever. If there are more people who actually see them, it's more likely they are going to happen. So also in that perspective, it would help out a lot. Like, that's why we are asking, like, any kind of an idea that you've noticed that worked for your association is really welcome here, because, like, we want to try out how we can raise the engagement even more.
First, we have a direct from EPSA Belgium.
Pascaline Views of Belgium. I think that first, like, tagging
association in your post can help because you can directly reshare it, but students can also click on it and have direct access to the EPSA page. So I think that's a good one. But that's the only thing I have to say.
Thank you. I see no more directives on this point. Then I'll give the floor to Annette first.
So hi, electrons. I think that organizing like a competition between the member organizations can really work, and like the member organization who gains more likes or comments or engagement will get I don't know, an EPSA merchandise. We just tried this at ANAP for our handbooks, and it worked really, really well.
And we have Pascal Romano.
Andrei, first for Romania, we believe that maybe QR codes that go to link trees to a link tree to all the EPSA platforms could work, maybe on posters, on online and physical ones as well. It worked locally and on national level with us.
Then we have SFD Lithuania.
SFD Lithuania. We would like to ask, is engagement on social pages an aim in and of itself, or is it just a measure in order to make other students to actually take the opportunities, let's say, given through these pages? And also, I'll raise another point. So that was exactly the thing, because in my opinion, how the more effective way, the more straightforward way, how to engage more students, let's say, now the mentorship project is open, right? So how to make more people apply for mentoring project? It would be for LSs to reach out personally, because that's what worked for our association. Because people need to be given a chance to do it personally. Because if it's, let's say, an EPSA page, they don't really know what EPSA is about. It's less personal, it's less appealing, and they're more overwhelmed by it. Whereas if, let's say, LS reaches out to them, it's like a channel that they are able to ask questions, and then when it becomes more familiar, they're more likely to apply. So are we going only for the popularity per se, or do we want people to engage with our content so that they would use it more? Thank you.
Anna, the PPR. So the idea is also to get more interaction, so the actual engagement. Because I don't know how often you are on our social media, but like the engagement isn't as high as it could be, depending on how many participants, followers we actually have. So if you look at our likes, for example, and saves and shares, like it's really not that high as I said it could be. Like the highest likes we got on the post was the one from who is a pharmacist, that you have probably all seen. And I would like that kind of numbers, like, because it was clearly then visible that it's possible, but apparently like there's like another way that we didn't like quite figure out, so that's why I'm asking.
Thank you, Anna. I would like to ask you, when you raise a new point, please let it be just one new point so that it will be easier to delineate and the conversation will go slowly and not slowly, but in a good way, really. Then we have a new point from Apple.
Annika, what we have the same problem for our association, but what we realized was that it really helped when we were starting to like post nice pictures of our board with introduction or like with faces, like actual faces, so that you can have an idea of the person behind it and don't just have like an acronym standing there. And also what was really successful is we had some pictures with more nature and nice views and then some content. So that's that also increases it, because you have this kind of design that you see a lot, and if the colors aren't really flashy or there's not something, you wouldn't like, you don't really see it, you're just scrolling through. And I'm not sure if I can give a personal opinion. Okay. So
raise a new point.
And no, it's just the faculty person of okay.
You speak on behalf of your association?
More or less, yes.
I would say yes. Yeah. And take up the speaking list. Okay, technical.
Only a section. If you're not sure if it's on your behalf of your opinion, you can always approach people later and share their personal opinion.
Thank you, Marlene. Then we had a new point from alumnus, Daniela.
Hi, Daniela Alumna. I don't know if like because with the social media, it's also like not everybody has liked the page does see the post, because the more likes you get, the more people see it. So I don't know if like all your associations also like the EPSA page and share what the EPSA shares on maybe with the personal accounts as well, because the more it gets interacted, then the more people actually see it. Goes with I think with all the social media. And I don't know if like your websites have it, a Twitter feed or a Facebook feed. You can also maybe integrate EPSA's Twitter feed or EPSA's whatever feed on your national association's website in the international area.
Thank you. Next on we have Anna, the direct.
Anna, VPPR. So just to add on this point, like there are coming changes, especially to Instagram and Facebook, and they are implementing kind of the same thing what LinkedIn already does. So more interaction through longer periods of time, get more visibility and more proposals to others to go and see the pages. So yes, the actual comments and likes and stuff will help a lot. Like that's also why we are investigating.
Carolyn, BPhD Germany. So it was just the beginning of the semester in Germany, and there are 22 faculties, and so we from BPhD sent one person to every of the locations, and they did a personal introduction to BPhD, and then the last slide was like a really big QR code, and everyone scanned it, and we have so many more followers. It really, really worked super nice. Yeah.
Alright, then we have a report from Anne France.
To Anne France, we already did the same as BPhD in first lot. And also in ANEP we realized in French a short video in order to present EPSA and its project, and we will be publishing soon. And we think that making this video raise engagement and knowledge about EPSA, and it can be a good idea to make a general one.
Thank you. There are no more points raised on the speaking list. Does anyone want to share their input? Yes, GPSC, please.
Marlena, JPSF. So just to follow what the PhD already said, maybe the QR code can also be shared if EPSA officials are delivering a training or a workshop, and in the end there can be the QR code and like tell all the participants of this session that now scan it directly so that you know that they do it at the moment. So because if you just give them a QR code, maybe they will never scan it, or if you tell them, yeah, they're the social media, maybe they will never engage in social media, they will forget. So when you actually have the QR code there, just tell them now let's all scan the QR code and like the Facebook page or something. I think it will be easier for them to at least like the page and have more shots in actually engaging. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more points regarding this matter? Any ideas? Did you wish to the new AOP? Okay, Joseph?
Joseph, President, could we have 5 minutes to discuss the rest of the exec what to do with the rest of the time? We are expecting more discussions, so we'll try to come up with some extra topics that we'd like to ask about. If you're okay with that, yeah, that's all. Thank you.
People standing orders are still in place.
Nou, ik zou heel erg letten dat we dan een inval willen doen. Wil je nog wat verwachten?
Nee, op hier af. Afgelopen tijd. Nog gewoon
dat weet ik dus wel.
Ik ga het ik ben nog heel, maar mijn nee, hoe ga je
zo dat was dit is klaar niet geen en dat is nog niet wat het zij nog wat voor tegen hem zeggen. Dit is niet
Nou, dat is ook gezegd. Hij heeft nog 3 afwezige personen. Dat is wat ik al dus dat kun je afdelingen, ik weet afdelingen. Ja, afdeling en de
ja, bij ons
woensdag is gewoon jullie bedanken voor
waarom wij gevraagd wordt ook gezegd dat de felicitaties van na dat je dan toch wel die afdeling aan boord
Gisteren heb je nog feedback geweest, maar ik zie toch werk niet
ja, best wel veel, maar dat was al wel heel veel achter, dus wel en zo daarna ook de beleid dat dan daarna en toen dan had ik een beetje uit dus ik begrijp het ook gegeven
ja, nog een prijs van ook. Dat is zelf een prijs van
Mr. President, thank you very much for the patience. Before we will propose extra topics, just so everyone is aware, this doesn't normally happen at GAs because we are having a GA agenda of autumn assembly at AC that is naturally longer because of elections. We have this extra time, so we try to use it productively because, as I said, it doesn't happen, but it's nice to have ODs and have GA as the highest decision body of EPSA and get the input from this body. So, the topic we would like to propose now for a discussion is how the knowledge transfer between ODs works in your association. And how we as EPSA could help you prepare the ODs better, so they would be better prepared to engage and interact in GAs.
Rafael, as of Switzerland, are you talking about handover or just the transmission of information in the association?
Yes, at present, it's not handover per se, because that's usually happening between mandates. This is also in between the GAs. So first of all, how ODs between the GAs, if they are changing, have any knowledge transfer, and then how the preparations for the GA of the ODs are going, and how we as EPSA could help with this. So all of the ODs would be feeling comfortable and confident to be speaking up on behalf of their association at the GA.
Austria, I think we think you could maybe check for which association doesn't send DLF, because then the association might need more help, and if you could like explain the statistics also shortly to them, like give them a bit more aid like that, that could really help, because just to look it through for one GA is really a lot of work. I mean, yeah, thank you.
Slovenia GPSF, well, at least I think that for most of these it's quite difficult to understand the procedural motions and how they're used. And in many occasions that it happens that we're lost and we do not exactly know what is happening, and then we again have to explain many times. So maybe the mock GA should focus more on procedural motions, or just make it like this so that we have to use them more during mock GA and in the OD preparation meeting. Yeah, that's my thing. Thank you.
That's coming with EPSA Belgium. Just want to say that the transfer of information between GAs is mostly done by reports in our association.
Next we have Pastor Romania.
Andrei, first from Romania. So we usually encourage future ODs to be to join as observers at GA, so that they can accommodate themselves with what how GA works, and we communicate a lot with them. And usually there is one OD, a new OD, and an old OD that participated in GAs before.
EPSA Lithuania, in our opinion, the most important thing and our common practice is first doing a EPSA presentation to the OD, because it's not usually self-explanatory or totally intuitive of the, to understand the structure of EPSA. And also explaining what the motion is, because some of the ODs might come into G not knowing what it is in general. And apart from that, of course, they're encouraged to read the J package, although it's relatively hard to read. So for non-LS ODs, we usually just break down what each document is and what it's all about, and if they want to, they read the changes in it if they comprehend it. But the most important thing is to understand what EPSA is. Thank you.
Director Marlene.
Marlene section. Thank you for bringing up the topic of GA package. If you say it's hard to read and hard to understand, is there anything that I can like change or adapt for the next GA to make it easier? Like any ideas, any structure, anything?
PhD Germany.
Martin Fürwig, PhD Germany. Maybe you could add a small comment or written text to the financial report.
Thank you. Then we have. Okay. I'll check everything as the new point as said, and then we start off with SLD Lithuania.
Thanks so much. Since it's not a direct to Martin anymore, however, as a new point, so documents are the way they are. Unfortunately, it is necessary in our opinion. However, the complexity comes with the vocabulary that is unfortunate reality of EPSA, and sometimes, well, one thing, sentences are rather long, and there are multiple like sub points, which I don't know. A lot of text makes it complicated. However, I'm pretty sure there are no alternatives. We're not going to draw anything or something like that. So unfortunately, for now, acknowledging the format that it is right now, we don't have that many suggestions to make. So.
Annika, from Austria, what you think you could do is, like sometimes you oversee a document and then you're kind of surprised at something because it's really a lot of text and like a lot of folders, and you have to go through folders to find folders, and then you get a bit surprised, and maybe if you had like what? Table of content. Where you have like also explained where to find it. I mean, normally you should like see it in the agenda, but it's a lot of text and it would really help. Thank you.
As co-interviewers of Belgium, we think it's maybe would be a great idea to add links in the agenda on the points, like directly to the documents. If that's possible, I don't know.
Marlene section. Thank you very much for the input. I'll definitely try it out for the next GA and see if it helps. If you come up with anything like in the meantime, or you look through all GA folders and think like this was better done or this was like absolutely not a good idea, please like shoot me a quick email. So that, because if this is an important part of preparation, and if we can make this process easier, because sadly the amount of documents will not be less. But if we can facilitate this a little bit better, we're happy to do it.
Ellen, Notsa Norway. So I just wanted to add, regulations is one thing, the motion is one thing to learn, but I think something more is important, like for the LS, you have the LS day where you get to know each other. And I think it's important for the other ODs to get to know each other, to be more comfortable with each other, to be able to talk in front of everyone. So yeah, I think that's another part too. Thank you.
Next we have a direct from Spain.
Honorary for Spain. Actually, I was thinking something like this that could be good before GAs. And it's like we could record short videos, like 30 seconds maybe, as an American, to know each other, like to connect the faces with the names and with the associations. That could be good, like even the oldies, like to come here and like start with a warm-up. Thanks.
Annika of Austria, we would prefer more something like speed dating thing, where we get to know each other in person and can talk to each other. Thank you.
Yes, Daniela Alumna.
Daniela Alumna. When I was in the EPSA team with the buddy system, I would meet with the delegation of my countries like 1 week before the Congress and go through questions and maybe also GA material and talk with the ODs and my buddy. So maybe this could also work.
Yes, in Lithuania, I was continuously came up with one more thing. I realized that we should destigmatize the fact that some of us might not know what 9.15 means or anything like that. It should be super okay to ask, because then the GA would be more productive. Thank you.
Frankrijk, KP speak Netherlands, and maybe it's an idea to create a WhatsApp group or a Telegram groups app where everybody can talk, so not only the team. So you can ask questions, because now I ask all my questions to Jason, and he answered them very good. But my question can also be a question from somebody else, and answers help everybody. So maybe that's also a good idea. Thank you.
Jasmine Sup, we already have a WhatsApp group for all the LSs, and I feel like I write a lot of like messages, but I really don't get any answers. So please use it a little bit more, because we are already having a group. Yeah.
We have a direct from our considerer.
Rafael, as of Switzerland, we think that a NOGI WhatsApp group would be also be great, because some associations don't have any LS here.
Linda from Norway. I think it's a good idea for all the group chat, because everything goes through my LS, and we have 30 participants, and she's doing everything on her own. So I have like, we are two helping to we are two helping trying to look over everyone, and everything goes through Cecilia, which is quite hard because she's doing all the writing herself, and she had to keep all the contacts by herself, and I can't do anything except trying to keep the others in place while she's like doing all the work.
Karina VPA, yes, to add on that. From the other side to the LSs, if you ask questions, it would be better to ask on the LS group chat, because I think I'm answering the same question 5 times a day, and I'm also just one person. So if you ask on the LS group chat, I will also respond, and everyone will know. So it's also a good knowledge transfer way. Thank you.
Joseph present, but there was a mention of questions being asked, and I wanted to ask, do you think it would be beneficial if we would gather the frequently asked questions by ODs and make a document that would be shared? Okay, that is overwhelming. In that case, if you have any questions that you encountered, all of you, when you've been preparing for this GA, write them down, send them to us. We'll prepare questions and we'll do it for the next GA. Yes, we will open an email thread for it.
Franka, can you please repeat? KMPSV. I'm sorry. Maybe instead of frequently asked questions, sorry, I'm tired. You can also make a video like an introduction to a GA, so all the ODs are well prepared. And you can also integrate the 9.15 and 9.4 to prepare them.
Gabriel, parliamentarian, I just wanted to say that this was a point in our POA. We weren't able to do it just for this GA, but we will try to find a more interactive way to show you all the procedures. And thank you for your suggestion.
Thank you so much. Okay, Joe. Okay, we have the Carolina.
Okay. I wanted to ask you if you find the OD communication channel on Telegram useful. This is the first time we did it. You have no commenting rights, it's just information, so I just wanted to know if that's okay. Thank you. That was a general agreement.
Jason Campus from Netherlands. I think it would be good to write them in a style we can copy and paste in our WhatsApp group for the delegation. This way we won't have to rewrite it.
You can copy and paste the message.
No, but can I get some examples? Just go to see the lens. The rooms for today is fine. The buses is fine. The auction is fine. I mean, okay. So, like, to inform the participants of what will be auctioned, we will post the following infographic. Maybe, like, you can buy this. So, for example, to inform the participants of what we will be auctioning, we will post the following infographic. Maybe, like, this is going to be at the auction, and then.
Currently, the PIAs, there are two options. You can hold it and try to download the picture, or two, make a screenshot. Highly recommend.
It's not what it means.
Karina, can we deal with this after to make sure? Yes, thank you very much.
Drop it. Then we have PSF. Wait, first we have Spain.
Manuel from Spain. I want to share with you something like, because this GA was so good for me because I was 2 days before in the EPSA team meeting, so like I invite you all to because I think it's really important to meet them in a close circle, you know, because here we are just running everywhere. We have a lot of people like under us. So I think I really invite you to come because I was with Theo, because he's from France. But it was so good, so I really invite you all to do that, because I think also like this will be mandatory, because at least from Fed, sometimes they pay us. So it's like we have to do our work good. So we should know these people because they are working for us and we are working for them. So I think for the students it's really good to know them, because in the treat will be so different. Thanks.
Mr. President, I would like to remind all of you that all of the LSs, but also other students, are always welcome to the team meetings. Just need to write us in advance, so we are expecting you. But the invitations always send out, so keep an eye on it for our next team meeting.
To Anne France, and the team meeting can also help a lot in the preparation of the GA.
Andrei from Romania, I just wanted to add that the OD group is a really good idea to inform the ODs, but we actually had some problems with the information, which was really detailed, but for example, we got some messages at like 9 and 5 minutes, something like that, but the workshop began at 9. So maybe to send the information a little earlier.
Carolina PA, yes, I was doing the messages, and I'm so sorry, I was doing them in the metro when we were coming over, because that was literally the only time I had it to do it. Sometimes people were talking to me in metro, so I didn't have the time, but I found a way to schedule it the day before, so I'll keep it in mind for the next time. Thank you very much.
Sarah is based in Slovakia. It was very useful for me to watch previous recording from previous GAs on YouTube, but I didn't know they exist. Only previous analysis told me, so maybe it will be useful to write by email and remind LSs that they can forward this information to other ODs that this recording exists. Thank you.
Okay. Any other points?
Manuel from Spain. Actually, I don't want to start any war. I just want to make a question to Alessis, because from Spain, like the hierarchy is like the international, the VP international, is at the same time LS and CP. So I want to know which one of you are at the same time LS and CP. Like, if you can raise the hand. Okay. Because I really think that is a lot of work, and like I want to change this for my country, so I wanted to know from you which one are you doing this, because it's a lot. Thanks.
Yes, Spain, we totally agree that that is actually a lot, and if possible, it's like when two people do those positions separately, works a lot better. So this like is possible, but it's like the last resource. So if you have more personnel to fill those positions, definitely go for it. Yeah.
Thank you. Other inputs?
Theo and France, in NF is the same case. I'm doing LS and CP, but that's something we really want to keep in NF because we found this very interesting to be part of the two structures. So yeah.
Lucas Besson and me. I was a former EPSA executive, but also NF, LS, and CP. And I think it's very important. Well, for France, it's very important to have the same person doing the two jobs, even though it's a lot, but mostly so that the vote in both GAs are consistent. Because I remember at my time when we were discussing about the Eurovision, positions of some associations were different in different GAs, and that led to some problems. So that's one way to make the vote consistent in GAs in both structures.
Manuel for this thing. Actually, thanks for the information. I think it's really good, but I think you should be known this that you will have to work well because, like, for example, Theo, I know that you have to go, like, you organize your studies knowing that you will work so much. So I think it is really good, but also you should adapt your life to this amount of work because it will be a lot. Thanks.
Mr. President, we still have quite some time, so I would like to ask all of the ODs if they have something they would like to discuss with the rest of the ODs at this GA. This is also a good platform to share good practices on any matters that you would like to raise. It's also a perfect place to raise the attention to certain topics for us, as the EPSA executive, as we can answer to them and address them during the upcoming period between the GAs.
So Luca and this. Something that also can be done with this spare time, if you like to, is something that used to be done in an F. One, we still have time on the Sunday GA, is you can also do a round, each of you, of association, and you can say what are like the main projects you are working on, because even though you've put it on your reports, you might not have read the reports from other LSs. And also, it might be also a good time for you if you want to share your agenda, if you have future events, so that the information is shared between you, because I would also suggest to attend events from other associations, and so also the EPSA team to come to your events. So if you don't know what to speak, you can still have this one.
Yes, President, how does the GA feels about the proposal?
Rafael, as it's Switzerland, we would be interested to do it, but only those who raise a point, not a round of everybody.
Joseph, President, so I see that you would like to do it, but you're probably tired and you would need some preparations in advance for this. We can think internally that we would come to you with this, I don't know, during online LS meeting or something like that in the upcoming periods. And since I don't see any other points, I think we can proceed. Oh no, sorry.
He was alive.
Carolyn, BPHD Germany. I actually do have a little point. So as you maybe know, I'm the International Mobility Officer for Germany, and it is also my task to organize internships for German students abroad. And yeah, I've recently started to just contact research groups in other countries in Europe who might be willing to host German pharmacy students. Because we also have like a mandatory internship year after our university part, and so German students are really interested in going abroad, and sometimes it's hard for me to assess which professors would be really willing to take up German students, and so I'm always happy if you give me some context about professors who have international research groups or who are doing really good work, so I can just forward these contacts to my students, and so they will have the opportunity to do an internship. Please let me know, and I'm always happy to hear it. Thank you.
Lithuania, we would like to we would like to say that we are very much open to TWINET organizational possibilities, both to host and to go abroad. Since we haven't had a TWINET for a long time, we are going to host Slovak students very shortly. But after that, it's unofficial. There's a TWINET language team this week. But apart from that, anyone feel free to approach us because, we are very much interested and feel almost obligated to do more TWINETs. And good times. Thank you.
Rafael, as a Switzerland, sorry, I needed some time to know what I specifically wanted to ask. I wanted to ask the assembly if some organization have an event that is targeting the new students, the new students that begin their studies and do not know really well the association, and if they can explain a bit the event, because now because of COVID at ASEP we have a problem with the new students that did not attend our event, and I'm very interested in your feedback. Thank you.
This is Lithuania. I was curious if the speaking right is given to an association. Can one person speak and then another person just take over, or do you have to, since let's say I would raise a point, get a mic, and he would like, as from the same association, would like to add something, do we have to raise it as a separate point? Or, okay, thank you so much.
Gabriel volunteering, I just wanted to tell you that that's a clarification. The point of information is we want to reply to clarification.
Théo de France, we didn't understand you talk about introduced ASEP to new student or EPSA.
Now for good time to practice.
So if someone asks for clarification, you give a point of information when you want to give clarification. So Okay, then Athens is still with the point of information.
It was about every association matters. So the National Association, but also EPSA. Okay, no, sorry. It was my question was specifically for Euro National Association. Jason Campus with Netherlands. As the KMPSP, we go to first weekends of every association, and this way we can talk one-on-one on the first year students. Every local association has a first year weekend for the first year students to make connections with the local and national association.
Thank you. We have a clarification from Athens, Switzerland.
Rafael, as a Switzerland, I just not understood. You said one-on-one meeting or an event? I've not understood. So. Like we can talk one-on-one with the student.
Jasmine, South Denmark. So in Denmark, in our faculty for pharmacy students, we have actually a very intensive social program for people to get to know each other and to know about the possibilities they have at our faculty. And we have some tutor schemes. That means that each class has like a group of tutors, and these tutors are responsible of like introducing to, for example, SOP and what SOP does mainly. And the 3 first weeks there are like lots of social events. And mid-October, after like the beginning of the semester, they are being taken away to a boarding school where they party a whole week, and they get to know each other in that way. And SOP is a like umbrella organization in Denmark, so they look through lots of financial applications, if any, for example, small clubs are asking for money. So in that way, like there are lots of social programs and people know each other and the general possibilities they have in our organization.
We have a direct from Alexa.
Johan France. We are present in each entry days of each 24 local association to present NF to the new pharmaceutical student, and we also show them a short video presenting every project of NF and every event of NF. And at the end of the presentation, they have a QR code that they can scan it and find every information about NF.
Alex, BPSA UK. So we do similar to NF. When the first years come in, because they're a priority, they don't know anything about BPSA, EPSA or IPSF, we try and attend each school of pharmacy with either a member of the executive, or if not, due to like logistics, especially with COVID, we send a delegate from that school to talk about BPSA and with promotional videos from EPSA, IPSF, followed by, once all the schools have settled in, we have a general welcome event now held online, where students from first year especially can come and ask us questions directly, both on all the organisations as well as what we do to help them settle in.
Dominica, PSA Czech Republic. So in CZPSA, we have Meet Me Camp for freshmen in the beginning of every new academic year. Well, it's basically all about us, and we also have a lecture. Then we have a magazine that we give to every single freshman in the first year, on the first day of their first year. Then also on the first day we have a lecture there usually. And about EPSA and IPSF, we have a lecture about international affairs at the beginning of October.
Thank you so much. Next on the list is the Lithuania.
Marunas, Escadella Žvejė. We have three different things, like a general meeting of our organization where we introduce all of the teams and things we do. Other are for the orientations. I organized this year's orientations around it's a hell week. We have different activities, different problems to solve, and they go through a competition who's the best. And then we have right now it's going on basically we have trainings as well, and where we teach our students interesting skills, and we expand them about associations outside our country and local ones.
Thank you. And next on the list we have Philip.
Andrei, Fasi for Romania. So basically we do the same thing where we present our external opportunities online and also face-to-face if we can. The project is called the Week of External Opportunities, and to add to that we also give them physical copies of External Opportunities Guide, where everything is a little more detailed and with photos, and it's very attractive to our students.
Carolyn, BPHD Germany. So what we also have is like a nationwide event where we inform people about studies and internships abroad. And we also introduce EPSA and IPSF, and then also TwinNet and Erasmus, for example. And then what the students really love is the personal experience reports. And we always bring someone, especially so now next week we have one, and one of the German delegation members will come there and describe the experience, and this delivers a lot of enthusiasm, and is always received very well.
Thank you so much. Next on the list, GPSF.
Every GPSF Greece, in GPSF we have a period in the beginning of every Monday where we, in the three faculties of pharmacy in Greece, present GPSF projects. We have stands out of our universities with a banner and speakers, and we tell them everything about GPSF and EPSA. There are two people in our board of executives who are the trainers of our team, and they are responsible for informing our new members about GPSF projects. So whenever a member wants to, someone wants to become a member of GPSF, we welcome them. It's something similar to the NLS training, but we do it for members of GPSF, and the trainers inform them about EPSA projects too. And lastly, we have established a new project. It's called the Body Project, with your inspiration for EPSA project.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And we have a board of buddies who are old members of the team. And each time a member registers to the team, we have to take one member and pass them all the knowledge we have about GPSF projects and EPSA projects. And apart from this, we have monthly meetings, the brainstorming meetings with all of our members. And in the first one, I'm making a presentation about EPSA and its projects.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Then Abel, Portugal.
Luciano Abel, Portugal. So this year, APEF organized an activity that was named Get to Know APEF for the students, and it was online because of the pandemic situation, but the feedback we received from our students was really good, and we present all of the departments and our board present some major activities that APEF organized each year. And besides that, our members can count with us, and they can request. They can request, for example, someone from APEFs to perform a really quick presentation about the association. Besides that, this year we organized an activity also that was preparing the leaders for the future, because this is something that I talked about on this GA, that is the difficulty of getting people to apply for our local and national associations. So what we did was to have kind of webinars with alumni from APEF's alumni board, and also they could explain what was the main advantages of them to be on a national association, and what was the biggest challenges, and also what they could gain from for their work and their professional development work. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Slovenia.
So what we do for our students at the beginning of every year, in the 1st of October, we first have introduction day for freshmen, which is really a very good day, a very good organized day for the studies, but also to get to know our association and everything, and to get to know our projects and also EPSA. And we put them on, it's called regular mailing list, so they can scan the QR codes to all our Instagram, Facebook, everything. So then, to engage them a bit more, at the beginning of October, we prepare a picnic for all the students, and then we have a stand. We had a raffle this year, and the good thing is, if the students are members of if they fill in the form, they get their tickets cheaper, so everybody then becomes a member of and then picnic is very good thing because it's very relaxed environment. So they can hang out with us and ask us questions more informally, but then after the picnic we usually have a formal regular meeting where we present and then we have one of the best events. It's called Motivational Weekend. It's in November. It's a 3-day event somewhere in the woods, where people just have usually some EPSA in the woods, I said, because not to be too loud to wake up the neighbors. So we present EPSA, IPSF there, and we have different trainings, and we present them the positions they can fill. So in December, when we have elections, we have motivated students to go. And the good thing is that the prices of these things are very good, so the students really know that they have to go. Yes, and in December we have Mobility Day, where we also present them all the good, amazing opportunities, and we believe that we have to educate younger students with all these opportunities, because the future is in younger students, and we should give them the opportunity to get to know EPSA, to get to know these amazing opportunities that we've all had. So yes.
Thank you. Next on the list we have Anne France, SOB Denmark, APEF, and SPED, and we start with Anne France.
So Anne France. So at ANEP, each year we publish 5 journals. It depends on the year, and in each edition we talk about all events we had. And at each edition we have a section dedicated to international, and hopefully we'll have one edition specialized for international EPSA and IPSF. And also in the orientation forums that's happening in all faculties, we always have a booth, so to present ANEP
and all other and our handbooks. Thank you.
I just wanted, Jasmine, I just wanted to add that this year we implemented a new idea. So we gave a free pizza and a free pass ticket for beer for like in our cafeteria, and we called it Pizza Night by Sub. And because of the free food, like most of the people they showed up, so like giving food is also a way of like engaging people in knowing what your organization do.
Thank you. Then we have Abel for Portugal.
Hussein of Portugal, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing, but Sanya already mentioned it. But it's about the Mobility Day or Mobility Week that our members also organize, and they request for us, not only LS, but also the CP to present some major activities that EPSA or IPS organize. And besides that, the members also can count with some presentations about some major mobility programs that the faculty organizes also. Thank you.
Manuel from Spain. Actually, I want to ask you all also, like, if you do any special activity in order of getting the students to speak English, because I don't know, in many countries you have just studying English and stuff, but in Spain I have dealing with a lot of people that they are like really, like they know English, but they are not used to speaking it. So I was organizing Zoom sessions to speak English, like about the week, like how are you, but in English. That is quite weird, but it works actually. So I don't know if you are doing something like that. Thanks.
You can all say yes in English, so to be quicker to show the responses. Did anyone understood? So, yes, English? Mostly no?
Yes, Marcinitas with Lithuania. Although we do not organize anything for students to learn English, however, if any of Spanish students want to speak English, they can always correct me. Okay? Thank you.
Any points that could be raised? PPSA Poland.
Piotr PPSA Poland. So actually in Poland we have the action that was started locally. It's named Polish or English, and there's a coordinator that organizes some meetings for people who want to speak English more and learn how to speak actually, because they have a very good basis, but they have quite a language barrier. So these meetings happen a few times a year, and I know this was organized with some other association from I don't know where from, but it was organized with the another organization, so they could actually speak in another language with the people from another country. But this year we are trying to move it from locally to the national level, so we will see how it will happen, how it will work.
So Anne front. This year we thought we're organizing a project which consists in monthly debates about a specific subject in English for French students and international students, so they will be forced to speak English. And to help them, we'll send them a document with vocabulary tips, like simple English vocabulary tips on the subject, so they can have the keys to discuss about it. Thank you.
More points, please. Subject to be tackled in any other business. Joseph?
Joseph, present. You don't have to be scared. I don't have any further questions. I just want to all thank you for the inputs and also for the interaction between each one of you. I'm really happy that you wanted to interact, and hopefully we'll keep up the collaboration in between the GAs as well.
Gabriel, parliamentarian, since before moving on to the next division, I just wanted to thank all the scrutineers that helped us, and the PC members that we had to elect for this, Nina and Joanna. Thank you so much for your help, the meeting secretaries as well, and you guys for bearing with us. This is on behalf of PC because we were also learning how to conduct the GA, and you were very nice. Thank you.
Mr. President, so we have reached the end of this GA. I would like to thank you all again to be here with us live in Lyon and to interact. I would like to thank you for all of the discussions and input you gave us. You're a really important part of EPSA because you as the highest decision body are guiding the executive in between the GAs, and that's the importance of having GA. So I hope that you know this and you will be coming back with this mindset for the next GA. I would, although Gabriel taken the point from me, basically, I would like to thank the scrutineers and the meeting secretaries for their work. I would also like to thank Asha and Nina for their help with motions community. You saved our butts, basically. And again, I would like to thank all of the ODs for being here. With that being said, I officially close the 62nd EPSA General Assembly. I'll ask Maureen to perform the roll call.
Okay, people, one last time. I have Avatar for VPS Belgium, CIPSA Cyprus, CCBSA Czech Republic, South Denmark, ANET France, PPST Germany, TPSF Greece, LPSA Latvia, SFC Lithuania, FIPSA Finland delegated to SFC Latvia, K.NOP.SW the Netherlands, NOPSO Norway, Sweden delegated to NOPSO Norway, PPSA Poland, UPF Portugal, FASFA Romania, SPS Slovakia, SHUSFA Slovenia, NOPSO Serbia delegated to SHUSFA Slovenia, FEF Spain, ASIC Switzerland, FIPSA Turkey, and PPSA United Kingdom. I have collected 24 voting cards.
Thank you very much. And this is the official end of the 60-second deal. Thank you very much. Please don't go yet. We have some announcements.
I was just wanted to have a technical. Since this was the last roll call, could you please show us the honor Marlene and say, are you ready for